Test, test, 1, 2. All right, so I was going to go to Smith Rock today. Things just weren't panning out, right? I had a full memory card. Paul, I forgot to put a new one in his camera. My audio equipment stopped working, so I have a temporary one. Hopefully it's going to last me today. Want to do a little bit of filming with you. So that's why we're out here. We're going to go to someplace a little bit different. Not quite Pacific Northwest. It's not something that you really think of up here, but it is. It's the high desert of Oregon. Mic drop. And I've been watching my phone all day. I've been watching the weather, checking the phone like every hour to make sure that we're coming out here for a good reason. Hopefully it's panning out to be a pretty good sunset. So let's hope all goes well and Paulie doesn't lose his senses today. See you there. Fabulous tonight. It looks a little weird because it's kind of a grayish sky that's kind of characteristic of the Great Basin, kind of high desert stuff, but actually the clouds are rather low. And if you look off to my right, you can see the light hitting my face here. The sun's actually quite high, which means it's poking through that layer, which is pretty good. And I'm gonna actually zoom you around here so you can take a look at the rock. Isn't that cool? There's people here, but there's not very many. It's really quiet out here. You can see that blue sky, it's happening too. So really good stuff that we're gonna get tonight. And I'm just gonna stick around here and shoot a little bit more, you know, because the light's fairly good. It is November, so sunset happens very early in the day, which is good for me because it's already like 35 degrees out here, which is plenty cold enough for me. So we'll come back. All right, I got it. First world problems, everybody. You are propped up against a sagebrush. What you don't see is me spending like 10 minutes trying to prop this thing up because there's nothing out here. There are no trees, no tripods, just sagebrush, and you're popped up against a little sagebrush right now. So, and I'm actually quite excited about taking this right now because I get to shoot something at midday. I never get to shoot anything at midday. We're so pumped up about sunrise and sunset, kind of seems like the whole day is wasted. So this is actually kind of exciting to get these shots. Man, this is so awesome. And I think I'm just gonna hand shoot this stuff here. This might even turn out to be a pretty good black and white even. Just the layers and the blue sky back here. So I'm gonna go back and see what I can grab here. So one of the things people ask me a lot are how do you get a stitch panorama? It's actually not that hard. I don't use specific panoramic equipment, just so you know. I don't have a special panorama head or anything like that. All I do is you want to make sure things are aligned. So I'm going to start, I think, 4 stitches on the left all the way over. And for this case, what I'm going to do, because I don't want to do too much work back home, I'm going to go ahead and pop on my ND Grad filter. You're like, hold on there, ND Grad? A lot of people frown against this, but it's worked fairly well for me. You're not supposed to really put an ND Grad filter when you're doing a panorama, only because your color tones in your sky could be a little wonky when you're stitching it together. But I've really had no problem. I've gotten very good at improvising. So what I'm doing here is actually quite simple. First First, all I'm doing is I'm just making absolutely sure that all my adjustments are right. I'm gonna kind of overexpose this a little bit, and I can always bring it down later. I'm gonna just make sure when I pan over that all that's nice and aligned. And I've got a level on my camera and on the tripod head that that sun's blinding. Hold on, I need to put my glasses on real quick. There we go. So I have a little level on both my camera and my tripod, so when I pan it around, it looks nice and level. And that's exactly what I want when you pan it up and down or side to side. So that's your first step. Your next step is to focus where you want to focus. I think obviously our primary subject is this big boy here, which is Fort Rock. I'm going to focus on the cliff. I'm going to take another shot focusing on this sagebrush here in the foreground because I want him nice and sharp. And that's what we're going for. We're going for nice, tack sharp stuff, you know? Yeah, this is pretty freaking cool, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow a lot of room for this panorama. That's nice and focused there. I'm going to take one shot there. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm also bracketing. I'm doing 2 shots, one underexposed and one at the right exposure. Therefore, each stitch of the panorama is going to be blended together. So I'm going to have both of this right here. I'm not too worried about camera shake right now. It's at like 80th of a second. I'm good. Best thing about shooting in midday. Don't have to worry about no freaking quarter second stuff. And we'll move on to the next frame. 125th of a second is actually working perfectly because we've got a little bit of this breeze happening, and that's going to eliminate that breeze. So I think we got that shot. I think we've nailed it. That's going to be a really good black and white or a color or something, but I want to wander around here because I love these clouds. They don't happen that often in the desert, so we're going to walk around and all we've got is time until sunset. That's the best part. We're just going to walk around and see what we got. Kind of fear we should like play some Pink Floyd or something, dude. That's so cool. Look at that. Isn't that a view to die for? Well, the wind's picked up. It's a pretty horrible wind too. It's like so icy cold wind. Typical of the high desert, but here's what's amazing is like I was planning on actually combining this trip with going to a big group of sand dunes. It's about 50 miles that direction, but it's already like 2:30 and this light's looking really good. This sunrise is gonna be great. This is awesome. So I don't think I'm gonna make it to those sand dunes. I'm gonna hold off for another day to do that. I have a workshop anyway that I lead those dunes anyway, and I can always shoot those, but I'm not gonna get another source of light like this for a while because we're anticipating snow all week, and I'm not going to get another chance to come out here. So I'm actually headed to a couple trees that are the only source of shelter out here. Even the cliffs don't really have any like overhangs or anything, so I'm headed to a couple straight trees out here to kind of gather my thoughts and see what the game plan is, because I know what I want to do. I want to go down that way to shoot sunset. That's the iconic view of Fort Rock that you want, and that's where we're going to be headed. But my game plan is I'm not sure whether I want to hit somewhere else real quick beforehand or not. So we're going to go recollect our thoughts. Okay, so we're basically all we've got is time. We're basically waiting out for sunset now. The sun finally came out. It's about time. It's nice to get out of that wind. I just really needed to get a windbreak. But since we've just got time anyway, I wanted to show you a little bit about what's in my pack, what I bring with me. I actually get this question a lot from a lot of aspiring artists and new people that really are it's the whole thing is saturated. There's so much out there that's really intimidating about what to buy. So first thing you'll notice is how I never ever have a camera bag ever. This is what I carry, a hiking backpack. This thing costs like $60 on Amazon. This thing is so comfortable. I forget that I'm even wearing the darn thing. It even has this comfort padding right here for your back that goes like this. This thing feels so comfortable on the shoulders. Because I'm not marketing, I'm giving you the link of where to find it below. But this is the first step, is a hiking backpack. Now, why a hiking backpack, you say? Simple. I can carry everything I want in there, no problem at all. I have my camera gear in here, my video gear, food, snacks. I even have books, clothing in here. I have a towel in here. I have all kinds of stuff. Now you're saying, Paul, how dare you put your camera in a hiking backpack? Here's the thing. Here's what I've got. I purchased these. These are Domkey vinyl pouches. All you do is you fold this out like this. It's just a vinyl pouch that folds up and velcros together, and you can see it has all my stuff in here, including the camera, which is pretty cool. You square it out, you fold it over, two sides, up from the bottom, fold it over, you're done. Nothing ever falls out of this thing. I've never had this thing open up once on me. That's how my stuff's protected against everything inside. I put it inside this vinyl pouch, you're done. $12 on Amazon. This thing's like a godsend. That's the first step. The second step is I always have a towel. Why a towel? Pretty self-explanatory. I go to a lot of waterfalls. I lead a lot of workshops to waterfalls, dripping forests, and I actually used this just now because it was a very wet, snowy ground. Put this under my knees, save the pants, keeps me warm. Simple. I also have a pouch in my backpack here for books. Books are valuable, especially when you come out here to remote areas. There's no self-service, nothing out here to kind of research and do your homework. Books are where it's at. I carry at least 2 with me at all times. I am a bookworm. So towel, camera pouch, books. The other thing I have in here is my video equipment. Everything's in here. I also have this camera strap in here that I carry. This thing wraps around the armpit and then around my chest in case I want to be a little bit more mobile. The only thing is this does attach to my camera foot or my tripod foot, so I try not to use it very often because I have to keep taking it off. So I have that. I have all my filters in here, which is right here. The bottom pouch is really cool. This is where I have all my food, all my snacks. Again, you come out here remote areas, there's not a lot out here, so it has to last me all day. That's also why I carry a hiking backpack. You can get big high-end camera backpacks as well. There's some really good brands out there around $400 or so. I've used them. I'm not a big fan of them. I think they're a little bulky. This hiking backpack is perfect. It's a great day pack. That's the best thing about it. And it also wraps around, clips, everything. You're ready to go. I can take this hiking on 6-mile trips, 12-mile trips, no problem at all. On this bottom pouch here, I have all kinds of stuff to hold me over. Another thing people forget about, flashlights. I have no less than 4 of these things in my hiking backpack. There's been many times when I've had to walk back in the dark on trails without a flashlight. Let me tell you, that's something you don't want to do. It is not fun walking back without a flashlight. You have to use your phone, then your phone dies, and it's absolutely horrible. Screwdriver, all kinds of uses for a screwdriver. I mainly use it to tighten up the head on my tripod, but you never know. Everything's in here. I also have snacks, granola bars, energy bars, right there. So everything is in this pack. Everything I could possibly want is here. I also have bottles of water with me that are on the sides. These are the bottle carriers right here. Everything you really need right here. All this is for $60 in this awesome backpack. Yeah, I'm selling the hell out of it, I know. But that's a little bit about what I carry with me. In terms of tripods, I have 3 tripods at home. I have a whole other video on what to use when I don't use it, so I won't go into it here, but right now the tripod I'm using to record this is my workhorse tripod. So let's go get a sunset. So my mic died, kind of like I thought it would. I'm surprised it lasted all day, really, so that's not bad. But I've got our shot lined up, ready to go. This is going to be an awesome sunset. Take a look at this, guys. I'm going to pan up here. Look at that sky we've got. Isn't that really badass? And if we zoom around, we can see what the camera's looking at. And there she is from below. Isn't that cool? It's like this battleship poking out of the sagebrush. A sea of sagebrush. So, pretty cool stuff. I love these clouds too. I kind of thought he was going to do that, so this is a really good call coming out here. So I'm not going to record too much because I really want to grab this shot. I'm just going to give you one last go through what we're looking at here. There we go. Isn't that badass? So this is a great way to end the day. So thanks for watching. Here are all the photos coming up we took on this trip. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.